On August 4th, 1998, in Presque Isle, Pennsylvania, a woman named Joanne Altsman was home relaxing in her trailer. She wasn't alone, however, as her American Eskimo dog named Bear and Lulu, her pot-bellied pig, were with her. What might have been just another normal day quickly turned horrible as Joanne felt a crushing pain in her chest and collapsed to the floor. Still conscious but struggling to breathe, Joanne crawled toward a window and managed to throw an alarm clock outside while weakly screaming for help. But no one would hear her. Her husband Jack was out fishing at the time, and no other soul heard her pleas for help. Joanne's loyal animals could sense something was wrong, however. Bear barked in distress, but Lulu was more proactive. Lulu, the pot-bellied pig, nuzzled her wet nose against Joanne and then took action. Despite Lulu being a hefty 150 pounds in weight and having considerable girth, the pot-belly pushed herself out of the doggy door in Altsman's trailer, cutting her belly in the process. Joanne's intelligent pig then waddled through the yard and squeezed between the fence slats, leaving behind tufts of hair and streaks of blood as she forced her way through and made herself over to the nearby road. In a bid to get help for Joanne, Lulu collapses onto the road and plays dead, but no cars stop for her as they just swerve around and continue on their way. Lulu then gets up from the road, squeezes her large body in between the fence slats again, hurts herself once more pushing through the doggy door, and checks on Joanne before making her way back to the road once more. In fact, Lulu would make this round trip 3 different times over the course of 45 minutes, each time trying to get someone to stop. Finally, one driver does stop and pull over. He notices Lulu is not dead, but looks extremely stressed out. Lulu looks at the man, gets up, and leads him toward the trailer where Joanne is having her medical emergency. When the man approaches the home, he calls out that the pig was in distress, before hearing a weak response from Joanne saying she also was in distress. The man calls 911 and paramedics arrive shortly after, rushing into the trailer and loading Joanne into an ambulance as Lulu watches anxiously. As they get Joanne onto the ambulance, Lulu tries valiantly to climb in also, but the paramedics prevent her from doing so. Lulu lets out a pitiful sound, a half grunt, half whimper, as she was stopped from joining Joanne. One paramedic later described it as a cry, like she knew what was happening. After Joanne arrived at the hospital, doctors would perform a successful open-heart surgery on her, saving her life. Doctors would say that if Joanne had spent even 15 more minutes without getting help, that she most likely would have died. Pigs in general are actually considered very intelligent and emotionally mature animals. They can form incredible social bonds with each other and other creatures and are smart enough to solve certain puzzles that many animals cannot. But Lulu went a step further than her fellow pigs, displaying bravery and intelligence at a high level and saving her friend's life. If you like the story of Lulu, then go ahead and leave a comment or a like to get the algorithm to push this video out to more people so they can also learn about Lulu too.